Good day, everyone. Welcome to lesson 7 of the grade 5 coding holiday program, which is brought to you by Africa Team Geeks in conjunction with the Department of Education. I'm your teacher, Mr. Sean Muruvan, and today we're going to be looking at decision making. Okay, just a few links that are important. Okay, the first link you should be very familiar with, www.mzora.co.za. I'm sure you're signed up, you're logging in and you're using Mzora blocks. The second link is to all the videos that are part of this holiday program. And it's on YouTube, the Africa Teen Geeks channel. You can go in there, you can find all of my grade 5 videos, you can find grade 6, basically from grade R upwards, you'll find videos there that will be really helpful to you. Okay, now decision making. If I go back to my first lesson, guys, you remember I did something like this with you in my first lesson. Now, so far, all the programs that we did are quite straightforward. There weren't a particular time where I had to pick between two options. So all the programs that we did so far are quite straightforward. Now, if you remember this one here that we did in the first lesson, we said your morning routine. This was your alarm clock rings. Then the second thing you do is you brush your teeth, then maybe shower. And then we move on to dressing up, putting on your uniform. Then we went on to having breakfast. And then from there, we asked the question, if it's sunny, then we will choose to walk to school. And if it's not sunny, meaning it's rainy or cloudy, then we can go to school by car. Now I want to start off this first lesson on decision making and use that as an example. I want to use that as an example. Okay, don't worry about this, what I'm doing here. As I told you, I always like to put in the questions here so that we don't have to go back and forth. There's our question. So the first one I'm going to do is, if the weather is sunny, walk to school, else we are going to go by car. Actually, let me take this out here. I don't like the sprite here. Let's change the sprite. Let's pick, who do we have to pick? Let's pick this guy here, Devon. All right, so there's this little guy here. Let's change the backdrop. Since this program is asking you about school, let's see if we find something to do with school here. There's school over here. Let's pick this picture. Okay. So what we can do is to start our program, we always pick an event to start things. So we normally start with the when green flag clicked. I'm just going to paste this questions in here. Don't have to worry about that. Okay. So now I'm going to ask, right, the program is going to ask whether the weather is sunny or we could say rainy. Now, when you're asking a question, remember we go to sensing and we ask whatever question we ask. And remember, when we ask a question, the answer gets stored in this blue block over here. So let's ask the question. Let's say, is it, let's say, is it sunny or rainy? Is it sunny or rainy? Now let's go make a variable to store this, the answer. So let's go to variable. Now remember, we can store this. You can think about what can I call this variable. I'm going to call it choice because now you're going to enter a choice. You're going to enter either sunny or you're going to enter rainy. So I'm going to call it, basically, I'm going to call it choice. So let's take this in here. I'll say set choice to answer. Now comes the part about me checking whether the answer is sunny or the answer is rainy. Now, where we can get this information from, if we go to control, under control here, you will find this very interesting block. So I'm going to take both blocks over here. Let's put this one here. This is called an if, and this is called an if together with the else. Now, these two blocks here, these two blocks, they are used to make decisions in your program. Right? They are used to make decisions in your program. Now, the first block, basically we're checking for one option or one outcome, a single outcome. For example, if whatever's in here, then I will do this here. Whatever's inside here, it will be done. Now, looking at this one you're going to use if you have more than one outcome. For example, you will check if this criteria here is satisfied, then do this, else do this. Now, in this situation that we're doing over here, I'm going to check whether it's sunny or rainy. So I'm going to use this one here because there are two outcomes. So I will take this one, just drop it to the side. Let's take this block and lock it in. Okay. Now, can you see the shape of this area that's required? If I go to operators, now, can you see the shape on either side? Okay, let's compare to this one. Look at this shape compared to this shape. This shape is rounded on the edges. That is why you need to find blocks that match. For example, if I take this and put it in, yeah, can you see it's not allowing me to put it in there? The only thing that will go in there is a shape that will fit. And you can look at all these diamond shapes over here. All the diamond edged or the sharp edged shapes. So let me just take a few, like this one over here. Even this other one there. These are all things that, can you see the edges are sharpened. So those are the things that we could use. Now in this scenario here, I ask, is it sunny or rainy? So basically I'm looking for a match. So I could use this one here and I could say, if, let's put this in, if my variable choice, if choice is equals to sunny, I will type in the word sunny. If the choice is equals to sunny, then let's make Devon say, let's make him say walk to school. So let's go to looks and we will say walk to. Now else, guys, else would mean if this is not true. For example, if the choice is not sunny, then the else part could say go to school. Let's test this out. Simple if statement. Let's test it out. Is it rainy? Is it sunny or rainy? So let's enter here sunny. Walk to school. Okay, let's test it again, and this time let's try rainy. Go to school by car. Okay, now it's very simple program, but now I'm sure you're thinking, you know what? By using this if statement now, things can become much more interesting. Things can become much more interesting. Okay, let's just go put him back to where he was. Yeah, things can go. For example, what if when I say go to school by car, then after that, now all the things that I taught you previously in the previous lessons, you can also join that here. For example, if I want to When I say go to school by car, and I want to change the sprite and make it look like a car, this is what you will do. You will go to costumes. Now, these are the costumes that come with this sprite, Devon. Let's go and add a costume. And let's search for, let's see what cars do they have here. Picture of a car. Okay, let's see. Let's pick this green car here. You can see they don't have too many, but remember, you can always go and download pictures and sprites from the internet. Let's pick this green one here. Can you see it's called Convertible 3. Right, so I'm going to start off with Devon. Now, you know what happens is, when you run this program, and just say we ended up with car. The next time we start the program again, then instead of you seeing Devon, you can see the car. So the good way to make it work always is, right at the top, I will say switch costume to, and I will select Devon. So every time when I start the program, the character is going to look like this. And then let's use the switch costume for over here when it says go to school by car, and I will say switch costume to, there's the Convertible 3. Let's try this one here. Is it rainy, sunny or rainy? Let's enter sunny. Right, walk to school. Let's try rainy. Okay, rainy says go to school by car. Right, and there's the character change to a picture of a car. Now, this is just something quickly that you can practice, but with time you can sit with this and you can make it look better. You can even make this car move across the screen. You remember, if you go to motion, you can move 10 steps, or you can use the glide. There's so many things you can use to make this car move. Okay, so if I want to save this now, I want to save this program. I told you here, you'll type in, let's call this lesson 7. Now I'm going to do quite a few lessons today, so I'll say quite a few programs. I'll call this 7_1, and I'll come in here and I'll say save to your computer. But can you see it will get saved in the bottom over here? So, do we have any questions? Okay, I'm going to quickly go through this again. Anybody got a question, you can raise your hand. I will attend to you. What is important here? If you forget about this costume changes, we basically asked for something. We've got an answer or a choice. Then I've checked. If the choice is equal to sunny, we said something. If the choice is equals or else means if it's not sunny, meaning something else, then we'll say go to school by car. Now I've got one hand raised by Jaden. Let's answer Jaden's question.
Okay, sir, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Is it fine? Is it fine that you can ask Devin that that you can tell him that if it's gonna be sunny or rainy, or maybe if it's raining, you must go with the car, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, we can ask. Or if you wanted to go towards the car.
Huh?
What you want to do if it's sunny or rainy? What you want to happen?
I say if it's sunny or rainy, do we need to go with a car?
Yeah, that's what we did over here. You see, we asked the question, is it sunny or rainy? Then we got the option, we saved it, and then here we're checking.
Yeah.
If the person said sunny, if the choice was sunny, then we're saying walk to school, and else we're saying go to school by car. Now you see there's options here. We can have more options. We can check if it's sunny, if it's rainy, or if it's cloudy. Maybe if it's cloudy, you can maybe still walk to school, but maybe you can tell him carry a jersey or something. We can basically, you making a program to do what you want to do, and you can add more options. Okay, so I saved this program. Now let's try another one. Okay, so let's try. Okay, you got to mute your mics now, guys. Let's start a new one. Okay, let's try another one. We'll just use this sprite here. Let's make him a little smaller. Okay, so this one over here, let me put the questions back over here. Right, let's do question 2. Question 2 says, input grade display whether primary or secondary school. Input grade display whether primary or secondary school. Now, we go firstly make a variable for grade. So we'll go to variables. Let's make a variable. Now this variable, remember, is like a memory box or a storage box. You give it a name, a suitable name to what is being stored in it. We're going to call it grade. Now this is going to store the grade. When they ask you what is the grade, whatever you enter will be stored over here. Okay, so let's start the program with an event. We'll say when green flag ticked. Then we'll ask the question. We'll say ask. Let's say, what grade are you in? What grade are you in? Now you remember when you ask a question. Whenever you ask a question, remember, isn't the thing pops up here, the question, and in the bottom we type in the answer. Remember, whatever we type in there is stored in this very special kind of variable, its answer. We didn't make it, it comes automatically. Now, if we want to show it in the screen, we can tick it and then it will show there. But most often we don't want to show answer because we could ask many questions. And remember, answer keeps changing. If I asked you what's your name, when you enter your name will be stored. The second question I ask you, what is your grade? Your grade will be stored in here. Then I ask you how old you are. Your age will be stored in here. So basically, this is like a variable that is used temporarily because if I want to use it again and again, I must store it in a variable that we made. And we have made a variable here. There it's there. Grade. So I will say set grade to answer. Okay. So now that I have what grade are you in, the question says display whether primary or secondary school. Display whether primary or secondary school. So you know primary school, the highest grade you go up to primary school is grade 7. And in high school starts from grade 8 onwards. Okay, so I will need to go to operators. I will have to use one of our new blocks, the if and the if else. In this situation here, there's two options, primary and secondary school. So I'm going to use the if else. So let's go and take your if else. Let's put it in over here. Then I need to go and put a criteria like a question. What question can I ask? I can ask if the grade is greater than 7. So I come to operators. You can find here, we use the equal to sign already. We have the greater than sign here. Here's something greater than something. Remember, they got 50 here. Just to show you, you can enter values. You can put whatever you want in here. So I can say, let's take this and put it in here. Remember, can you see the shape matches? Can you see as soon as you go, it wants to go in there. So I will say if variable grade is greater than 7. Now, if you find a grade that is greater than 7, meaning 8, 9, 10, or any other grade bigger than 7, then I will say a message. I will say you are in secondary school. You are in secondary school. And else, remember, else would mean if this is not true, that means grade is not greater than 7, then I need to put a message in that situation. So basically, if this is false. So in other words, if I enter grade 2, is 2 greater than 7? No. Then the else part will be executed. And I will say here, in okay, I'm going to explain this again to you. When will this message be displayed? This message here will only be displayed is if this is false. If this is true, then this is going to be displayed. Think about it in normal English. If your grade is greater than 7, then I'm going to do this. Else, I'm going to do this. Okay, you've got to understand that, because when you're trying to do something on your own and you don't understand the logic of what's happening here, then you won't get it correct. Okay, now let's run this here. What grade are you in? I will type in here, I'm in grade 5. You are in primary school. Let's test it again. What grade are you in? I will say I am in grade 11. You are in secondary school. Okay, now I want somebody, right, who's been following me in these lessons. Who can explain this to me? Explain it to me step by step. I'm going to keep this on the screen. I want to hear you explaining this. So if I know you understand. So most of the questions that you guys are asking is basically like, how can we change things? I want somebody who understands this. Yes? Raise your hand and you can explain this to the class. Right, let's see who we have here. Okay, let's get user. Right, the person whose name is just user. Okay, maybe you can answer this. Okay, user is not responding. Okay, I can see the same hands are going up always. Okay, this time let's try Zoe.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Zoe.
How are you?
I'm okay. Yourself?
I'm good.
Okay. You wanna take a try explaining this process, what we just did?
Yes.
Okay.
So, sir, so you ask the question, what grade are you in?
Okay.
And you put the answer.
Okay, where we put the answer?
You put it in the set grade block.
Very good. Okay.
And then you take the if else block.
Okay.
And then you go to operators.
All right.
You take the greater than block.
Very good. Okay.
You insert the number 7.
Okay.
Then you go to variables and take the small block grade.
Okay.
And you go to looks.
Okay.
And you type in the message, you are in secondary school. And
Okay.
then you put it in the if section.
Okay.
You take that block again and you write you are in primary school and you put it in the else section.
Okay. Very good, Zoe. You explained to me in detail what to do. But can you do me one favor, Zoe? Can you
Yes.
explain to me things now? I'm very small now. I don't know what these blocks mean. Explain to me what is actually happening here. What will happen if I enter? Give me a scenario. Like if I enter grade 5, what's going to happen?
The answer will be you're in primary school.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. Thank you, Zoe.
You're welcome.
Okay. I can see some of you are grasping what's happening here. So basically, this this criteria here, this criteria is very important because if I make a mistake here, let's do this here. If I mistakenly, I was working so fast and I typed in here, if grade is greater than 8. Now, you know what will happen? Let me show you now. If I come in here and I run the program, what grade are you in? If I enter grade 8, now we all know grade 8 is in high school, it's in secondary school. See what it says here. You are in primary school. One mistake that you made now is giving the wrong message. That's why it's very important to think and plan. Right, so this should have been 7. Okay, so let's save this question. Now I told you, you type in the name that you want to save it. This is the second program I'm doing today, so I'll say _2. And I will go to File, Save to your computer. Right, and there's the lesson 7.2, save. Okay. So let's try a new one. Now this time let's use Spot. Let's ask a question. Right, let's use Spot and ask if you like a certain spot. Now let's try and make this interesting. Let's pick a sprite. Let's go to people and let's pick Avery. Avery looks interesting. And I'm going to take out the other sprite. Let's remove that sprite. So I've got Avery over here. Let's pick a nice backdrop. So I'll go in here. And let's pick a backdrop. Let's go to outdoors. Let's pick this field over here, playing field. Okay, so she's standing here, right. Now she's going to ask you, what spot do you like? Now I'd like to go to costumes. Let's go to Avery is here. Let's go to costumes. Right, we've got Avery A, we've got Avery B. Those are two costumes that come with Avery. Let's add 2 more costumes. Now what I want to look for is what spot pictures do we have, so that I can just say if the person picks I like soccer, I want to change Avery to look like a soccer ball. So there I can see there's a basketball here. Let's select basketball. Right, and let's see what other spot do we have. Okay, we've got a baseball, we've got a beach ball. Let's look for soccer. I like soccer. Oh, there's a soccer ball here. So let's use this 2 here. We've got a basketball and we've got a soccer ball. And there we have Avery. Okay, so let's go back to our code. Now you saw how I did that. I came to costumes. I added 2 more costumes. So basically it's the same sprite. I didn't add another sprite. I just added costumes to Avery. So let's leave Avery as Avery B. Let's go to code. Let's start this here. Let's get a start. Remember, you can start and you can keep building your blocks. Like sometimes you start with a simple problem, and then as you think of ideas, like for example, for now, let's ask the question, do you like soccer or basketball? And if you like soccer, I want to change this character to a soccer ball. And if you choose basketball, I want to change this to the basketball. So let's start off with our event when clicked. Then we're going to ask. Okay, let's start by saying, let's just say hello. Let's tell us hello for 2 seconds. And then, okay, this costume here, she looks very serious. So let's change the costume after that. So let's go and say switch costume. And let's make it to Avery A. Let's click this to say hello. Right, can you see now she's got some gestures, her hand is out, like she's asking a question. Now we will ask the question. And I will ask, do you like soccer or basketball? Do you like soccer or basketball? Now I need to make a variable. Remember, there's my answer here. I need to make a variable that is going to store it. I'll come to variable. And here again, we can call it choice for now. Let's call it choice. Now I will take the set block. I will say set choice to answer. Now guys, when you are learning this now, you see all these costume changes. I'm trying to also include things that I've taught you in the other lesson. So I don't want to see this is going to become very long, this program is because I'm going to add things like change costume. When you're trying it out, if you don't want to do, if you just want to code first, okay, let me leave all the costumes one side. Let's just put the code and then I will add in costume changes. Okay, so do you like soccer or basketball? They're going to make their choice. Then I'm going to have your if statement. The if statement is going to be found under control. Now remember, I've got two options. Do you like soccer or basketball? Now, I'm going to do this one slightly different. I'm going to use the if statement twice. I'm going to use the if statement twice. I want to show you there are different ways of doing this problem. So I will let's use the first if statement. I'm going to check if my option is soccer, if my choice is soccer. So basically, I'm going to use the equal to operator, put it in there. I'll go to variables and let's pick my variable choice. And I will say, if choice is equals to, and instead of 50, you go click in there and you type in soccer. If choice is equals to soccer. Now I want to change this costume to the soccer ball. So I will go to looks and I'll say switch costume to soccer ball. Are you happy with that? Then I'm going to put a separate if statement. This if statement is going to check if I selected basketball. So I will go to my controls. Okay, I've already got my if statement. I'll go to my operators and pick my equal to operator. And I will put in the variable choice in here. Go to variables. I will take choice. And I will put choice in there. And I'll say if choice is equals to basketball, then I will say switch costume to, and I will select basketball. Now remember, how is it that now in my options, basketball and soccer ball came in? It came in here because when I started, I went to costumes and I clicked here and I added these two. You understand? Now, if you don't do that, when you come here, you will only get the options for Avery. But I think she's only Avery A and Avery B. Those are her two costumes. Okay, so right at the end, let's put a say there. And we'll say, let's play. Let's play. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's start here. Hello. Do you like soccer or basketball? I like soccer. So type in soccer. Click. Can you see? It changed into a soccer ball and it said, let's play. Now what I want to show you is this, guys. You see when I press play again, see what happens. See what the soccer ball is talking to. The reason is, you see with the Dora blocks, when you changed your costume, the costume stays like that now until you change it to something else again. Now I don't want the soccer ball to ask me the question. I want Avery to ask me the question. So let's go back. So basically, this is what I want to say. Every time I start my program, you can set the costume back to where you want it to start with. And I like it to start with Avery B. So if you click here, can you see this is Avery B standing quite straight there, her hands are behind her back. That's how I want to start. After she says hello, then I want her to change into the next costume. And the next costume that I want to switch costume to is every A. Now, every A is the one with the hands out. Let's test this now. So can you see when I start off, can you see she's hands are behind the back? Hello. Now it changes. Do you like soccer or basketball? So if I say soccer, let's play. Right, the soccer ball is here, let's play. Then if I run it the second time, can you see? It came back to every in the beginning. The sprite changed. Right, do you like soccer or basketball? I would say basketball. Right, she says, let's play. Now that we've got the basis of our if statement and things done, we can do more things. What if I want to change this background? When I say basketball, when I change it to a basketball, I want the background to also be the basketball court because I've seen that picture over there. Okay, let's take a question. I'll come back there. Let's take a question. I'm going to try one more time, user. User, I'm going to try you again. Right. Okay, you are unmuted. User. Okay, you can speak. Okay, I don't think. Let's try Saki. Let's try Saki. Saki, can you unmute and you can ask your question? Okay, Saki is not. Jaden, can you ask your question, Jaden?
Okay, sir, I've got a question for you. Okay. Okay. Is it true that you can say what's your favorite soccer if you say if it's basketball, right?
Yes. Continue.
Well, okay. 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 Is it true that you can say your favorite soccer is basketball, and then it will be true, right?
Yes. Okay, I think I know what you're asking here. Let me explain to you. Can you see these choices here now? Remember, they asked you, do you like soccer or basketball? Now, when that question is asked, you're gonna enter either the word soccer or you're gonna enter the word basketball. And your answer is saved in here. The answer is saved here inside the choice, the variable that we made. Now, you see this if statements here. We've got two separate if statements. The first if statement is just to check if this is true. And only if this is true, then this is going to happen. So if your choice is equal to soccer, basically, if you enter soccer, this is going to happen. Then I put this code here. If the choice that you made is basketball, then this is going to happen. Now, what if you enter tennis? When I asked you, do you like soccer or basketball? But you enter tennis. Then these things here won't appear, basically. The soccer ball won't change and basketball won't change because I only checked for soccer and I only checked for basketball. But for example, if you wanted to ask, do you like soccer, basketball, or tennis? Okay, now let's do that now. Let's change this. Let's say, do you like soccer, basketball, or tennis? Now, I'm going to go to my costumes. Now, I only got a picture of a soccer ball and a basketball. Now I'm going to go find a picture of a tennis ball. And I think I've seen one. If we go to sports, okay, alphabetical order. So let's go down to T. Right, there's tennis ball. Not tennis ball. So all I would do now is I change my question to also ask soccer ball, basketball, and tennis. I'm going to add another if statement in the bottom here. Right, I'm going to add another if statement. Right, I'm going to find my equal to operator, put my equal to operator in here, go to my variable. I will take choice and put in here. And I'm going to say if my choice is tennis, then I will say looks, switch to question, tennis ball. And I'll say let's play. Well, I can see this tennis ball is quite small. What we can do, okay, we can still see it. Let's try it out. Let's press play. Hello. Do you like soccer, basketball, or tennis? Now this time let's try tennis. And there's it there. Now we added another option. Now we've got 3 options in our program. Okay, now what I was coming at is, if I want to change the background, for example, when you make soccer ball, I want to change the background to, let's see what we can find here. Just go to sport. Okay, this is good. There is for basketball, we have this 2 here. I think we'll pick this one. Yeah, let's pick basketball. And let's go pick one for soccer. Okay, then let's start again. Let's go back to the starting point. Let's go to sports. Let's leave it at that. Okay, if I go to background, now watch it. I'm going to click here. Watch this now. What I'm going to do. I'm clicking here. Okay, see when this is clicked, can you see all this is how this looks? Now when I click here, watch. When I click here, can you see all those changes here? Now it says backdrop. I will come in here. Now let's look at what we have now. We've got playing field. We've got basketball. We've got playing field 2. Now I'm going to go and add something to do with soccer. Now soccer, I think this one here looks nice. We can use that backdrop for soccer. Now I just want to look for something for tennis. Now something for tennis under sports. Okay, they don't have a picture of a tennis court. So I think we'll just leave the picture as is for now. So let's go back to code. Remember, you got to click there so all your code comes back. So when I start the whole thing, I'm going to go to looks and see where it says switch backdrop. I want to always start with playing field 2. So for example, I always want to start with this picture here. And then when you select soccer, I'm going to switch backdrop. There's a nice thing called switch backdrop. I'm going to switch backdrop to soccer. And when you select basketball, I'm going to switch backdrop to basketball. And if you select tennis, I'm going to leave it as it is. There was no picture there for tennis. So you can actually go and find a picture for tennis and you can save it. But for now, I'm going to leave it as this. Now let's test this program now. Hello? You like soccer, basketball, or tennis? Let's try soccer. Okay, there's your soccer ball. Says let's play. Okay, perfect. Let's try it again. Hello? Do you like, let's try basketball. Basketball. Okay, there's our basketball court, and it said let's play. Let's try the last option, which is tennis. All right, let's play. Now, obviously, I didn't change the background for tennis because we didn't have a picture. But can you see how interesting it becomes? The only problem is as you think of more and more things, the code becomes longer and longer and longer. Okay, now let's not forget to save this. Okay, this is our third program. So say lesson 7_3. Let's go to File, Save to your computer. Okay, and then we have our programs saved. Okay, quite interesting. I know it's looking complicated. I always like to show you an easy option, and then as we add on more things that I taught you from previous lessons, then it becomes more interesting. Okay, now as I'm explaining, if anybody has questions, we're coming close to the end of our session. I will take some questions. Now there are quite a few of you guys that are not asking questions. Can I get some questions from people who, okay, let's take the first question from Saki. Saki?
Hi, sir.
Hi, Saki.
So I have a question.
Okay.
So like so I thought that what is this? At the end you are going to make the character. Is it possible to make the character kick the ball? Or
Okay.
anything?
Okay, that's quite good. Good, it's a good question. Now, if you want to make the character kick the ball, okay, very good question. Now you see, when I picked, let's go to costumes. Now look at the character we picked was Avery. Now look at Avery. Avery only has these two costumes. But if you look at something, if you come here and you pick a sprite that on the spot, let's look on the spot. Can you see this picture of Ben here? Now Ben, can you see when you put your mouse over, it shows you the different costumes. So can you see Ben has a costume that shows the leg kicking. So we could have used this costume, and to make the ball move, we could use the glide. So basically, it all depends on which costume you pick. Now look at this picture of Jordan. This one as well. We can use a picture or the costume where the sprite kicks a ball. Look at this one here of Jamal. Okay, we're coming close to the end of the session, so let me just show you this last one here. Can you see Jamal? He also has some nice gestures with basketball. Even Dorian. Can you see Dorian? So basically, Saki, we can do that depending on which character you pick. Okay. Okay, guys, we reached the end of the session. Now we've accomplished quite a bit today. I know we started if statement just today. We started off with a simple one. Now remember, this one you're looking at here is just long. It's not really complicated because we asked, it's very short. All this, the code, the dark blue, or like slightly, yeah, the dark blue. All those got to do with making things look different. Those are from previous lessons. Okay, so you guys take care. Feel free to look at this video later on if you didn't catch on all the things. And stay safe, sanitize. I will see you in the next lesson. Okay, goodbye.